Welcome to another live stream of Roll Up a Power Up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. Tap in. Tap the fuck in. I'm back with another one. Let's get it. Tap in. Tap the fuck in. Bring us here today, Mr. Roll Up. Have you ever been touched by a family member? If so, I need you to tap in. Tap the fuck in. Now, I know a lot of us that been here, a lot of us won't speak on it out of embarrassment, but I came to a point in my life where I'm not embarrassed by this situation no more. So let me go ahead and give it to you. Tap in. Tap the fuck in. It's crazy how it is, but only the strong survive, man. Sometimes we got to go through some things in life that we don't want to have to experience, but everything happened for a reason, man. Tap in. Tap the fuck in. I done told y'all before, I don't regret nothing that ever happened to me. And even with this situation, I don't regret that either. Tap in. Tap the fuck in. In a sense, it made me a better man. It really taught me that I don't like the other side. You know what I'm saying? I learned that at an early age because of what I went through. So here I am. I'm about to give it to you. Tap in. Tap the fuck in. All right, let's go ahead and get to it. So, I got to always take it back to the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I got to corroborate the story. I got to make it make sense. So, let me tell you how all of this started. Now, this, what I got to say about my parents. Let me start here with my parents, right? My daddy side of the family, both sides of the family. My mom and my daddy grew up on the same block. My family all grew up on the same block. My whole family, on my mama and my daddy side, we all grew up on the same block called Northfield off of West Warren, right? When my mom and my daddy got together, right, and they had me, my mama left the hood. She moved to a hood on 7 Line and told y'all about that, right? So when my mama left the hood, my daddy followed suit. When he did that, the rest of the family started leaving the hood too. Before that, the whole family, my daddy's side and my mama's side, everybody was content with being on West Warren. But then when people started moving from over there, the rest of the family followed suit, right? So my mama's side of the family, they all stayed on the west side, but they moved from that area. That was a poverty ass area. You know what I'm saying? So my mama's side moved from over there. They just moved to different neighborhoods on the west side. My daddy's side, most of them, they moved to the east side, right? So like I said, I've been on both sides of town my whole life, east and west. Even as a shorty, this didn't just start when I became a teenager or none of that. Ever since I was 5, 6 years old, I've been on both sides of town. Josh Johnson, Wood City, Detroit, Michigan. You know what I'm saying? Now, with my daddy's side moving to the east side, right? My daddy, he had a sister named Monique, which was my auntie Mo, right? She dead and gone. You know what I'm saying? So y'all know I'm not making this up. I don't lie on dead people. You know what I'm saying? My auntie Mo, she had a son named Mark, right? Mark was maybe about I want to say maybe 3 or 4 years older than me. Maybe not. I really don't remember. I haven't seen him since then, but that's what it was, right? Josh Johnson, Detroit has been through it. Hey, man, been through a little more than a lot. You feel me? So, with my cousin Mark, and this is who this live is about. My cousin Mark, and this is his name. This ain't no cover up name. This is him. You know what I'm saying? So with him, he was a couple of years older than me. At the time, I might have been like, I was somewhere in between 7 to 9 years old. You know what I'm saying? He was probably like 11, 12, somewhere around there. He was like preteen. I was still a little boy at the time. You know what I'm saying? But I used to love going over there because he was a little older than me. So he a little more experienced than me. He had a whole bunch of homeboys on his block that he ran with. And all of his homeboys, they was around that age too. They might have been from like 11 to like 15, 16. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hanging around older guys every time I go over there to my Auntie Mo house. You know what I'm saying? My daddy seen that I love going over there. So my daddy would take me over there every weekend. You know what I'm saying? I used to go hang out over there all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to love being over there, you know? So every weekend I'm on the east side. During the week I'm on the west. On the weekend I'm on the east. Kerry Reagan, hi from Georgia. What's the deal? Tap in. Tap the fuck in. All right. Nah, like I said, I'm going on the east side every weekend because we was doing so much as little young niggas. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, some of the guys in the crew was a little older, so they was a little more experienced, right? Well, it was a guy out the crew. His name was Brian. You know what I'm saying? We called him B. You know what I'm saying? B. This nigga probably was like 15 at the time, right? This nigga was still in go-karts. You know what I'm saying? So mind you, I'm like 7, 8 years old. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching them steal go-karts and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a hell of a time. You know what I'm saying? We still in go-karts. We playing football and the island. If y'all know what an island is basically like a main road. They got a big ass strip of grass in it. You know what I'm saying? The big ass strip of grass separate one side of the street going east and west, the other side of the street going back, going back west, one going east, one going west. And you got a big ass strip of grass in the middle of it, right? That's called an island. You know what I'm saying? Now with the island, we used to play football in them islands. That shit is so live because it be so many cars driving back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Like we had a lot of fun. So I used to love going over there. Also, sometimes we'd catch the bus to the mall. Now the hood that my cousin Mark stayed in, it's a hood called Moraine. You know what I'm saying? Moraine is like a branch off of 7 Mile. So basically where East 7 Mile ended, the street Moraine pick up at. Now the neighborhood Moraine, that was a GD neighborhood. I told y'all I always been a GD. You know what I'm saying? So I had family on the east that was GDs, family on the west GDs. Always been on some GD shit, right? Anyway, I'm over there with them. We catch the bus to the mall. You know what I'm saying? When we catch the bus, it's about 5 to 10 of us on the bus. Can you imagine 5 to 10 young guys on the bus laughing, joking, and all of that shit? To go to the mall. Now, Moraine was probably like 2 miles down the street from the mall. The mall was called Eastland Mall. Eastland Mall is off of 8 Mile and Kelly Road. Moraine literally like I said, about 2 miles down the street. So sometimes we'd catch the bus down there, sometimes we'd walk there. Well, we had hella fun. You know what I'm saying? Hella fun. Coraline Eyes, Lord have mercy, so young. Hey, it, it was like that. Josh Johnson, sounds like my childhood in Chicago. Hey, man, it was wild, man. It was a hell of a time. Is that close to 8 Mile like that Eminem movie? Oh yeah, for sure. Um, Let me say this about Eminem real quick, right? Eminem was from the other side of 8 Mile. He wasn't from on the Detroit side. He was from the other side of 8 Mile. The other side of 8 Mile is the suburban side. It's a bunch of cities on that side going down the 8 Mile strip from East 8 Mile to West 8 Mile. It's a bunch of suburban cities that you passing by, right? The suburban city that Eminem was from is a city called Warren. Now on that side of 8 Mile that he owned, the trailer parks that he came from, the trailer parks literally set right off of 8 Mile. So we all understood why he was claiming 8 Mile, but he was claiming 8 Mile for on some Detroit shit. But he ain't from Detroit. He from the other side. So anyway, back to my cousin, right? So like I said, we still in go-karts, we playing football in the islands, we going up to the mall, we on the block, we in the hood. We had so much fun. It was crazy. Now, with my cousin Mark, this nigga was a comedian. You know what I'm saying? Like, funny as fuck. And like I said, he was like 11, 12 years old at the time. Fucking hilarious. Like, he didn't even have to crack jokes. It would literally just come out of him. Like, he was just funny as hell like that, right? That was another reason why I loved being around him. He was just a naturally funny person. You know what I'm saying? He was fat as hell and short. He was a fat, short guy. That was just funny as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, it was so many reasons why I used to love going over there. So anyway, I'm over there thugging with them, right? Hold up. Josh Johnson. 8 Mile is the last street before the suburbs. They aren't rich on the other side of that street. They just weren't in the city. Hey, you right. You right. For sure, for sure. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the other side is the other side. You know what I'm saying? This side is Detroit. The other side is the other side. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if they had it or not. Detroit is Detroit. The other side is not. So the other side don't have the problems that we have in the city. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's just right across the street. And just like what I was saying about them islands, on 8 Mile, it got an island. So you got 8 Mile Road going east, and then you got the island, then you got 8 Mile Road going west. So it was a nice little distance, you know what I'm saying? But they from the other side. Caroline Eyes, they are the best to be around. The funny guys, I swear to God, man, crying, laughing every time I went over there. Like I said, he didn't even have to be funny. You know what I'm saying? He was just funny as hell, just naturally. So let me tell y'all about a couple of the homies off the block before I really go into this, right? One of the homies stayed in the first house off the block. Like when you turn on the street, my cousin stayed on the street called White Hill Moraine. So when you turn off of Moraine to get on White Hill, his homeboy, first house on the left, right? I can't think of the dog name, man, but that guy, he used to have all the video games, right? So whenever we wanted to play the video games, we'd go to his house. It'd be 5 or 6 of us in his house playing all the games. He had the PlayStation, the GameCube, the Dreamcast. Mind you, this the late 90s, 2000s. So basically, them was the game systems that was popping back then. You know what I'm saying? Man, he had every game system. And whatever we wanted to play, he'd swap out game consoles. It was on. That guy, he didn't come outside. He was a gamer. So he just stayed in the house, played all the games. The homies from the block was always welcome to his house. Moms and them, they didn't care, so they really wasn't tripping on the homies. They knew all the homies off the block. So that was the gaming house, right? A couple houses down the street, you had a nigga named Apollo. You know what I'm saying? Apollo, he was gearing up to go to the military. But before Apollo left, he was like the enforcer on the block. So basically, Apollo watched over everybody from the block. He made sure everybody was safe. You know what I'm saying? A little further down the street, right? It's a guy named Jeffrey. Jeffrey was the pretty boy. Jeffrey had all the women. You know what I'm saying? Jeffrey, he was living a life. Now, y'all know about House Party, the movie House Party, right? how they was throwing parties in the house and shit, right? That's what Jeffrey did. So Jeffrey had the house parties. You know what I'm saying? And he had all the women. All the women loved him. You know what I'm saying? Jeffrey looked like he looked like Lil Romeo. Remember back in the day when Bow Wow and Romeo was going against each other? He looked just like him. So Jeffrey had all the women off the Lil Romeo act, right? Well, his mama was the pretty girl, right? So she had boyfriends that had money, that was always spending money on her. So one of her boyfriends that she had, he was always taking her out of town. So when she'd go out of town, she'd tell Jeffrey, hey, watch the house. Don't be in here throwing parties and shit. Because she knew Jeffrey throw house parties when she go out of town. You know what I'm saying? Man, we'd be down there on the porch. We all be kicking it. Boyfriend to pull up, right? Moms would come out the house. I'm going out of town. Don't throw no house party in my house. You know what I'm saying? We'd be like, all right, mom, cool. She'd jump in the car with the boyfriend, pull off. Psh, we instantly mobbing through the hood, recruiting people. Hey, we having a party tonight. You know what I'm saying? Come through. Jeffrey house. Woo, woo, woo. Man, what a motherfucking time. Swear to God. So when we recruit people to come to these house parties, right? By like 9, 10 o'clock at night, everybody started coming through, playing music through the house, the TV's on, lights on. You know what I'm saying? Here, we having a house party. Men and women. It ain't like it was just niggas. You know what I'm saying? It was both, because Jeffrey was that dude. So he had the girls coming too. Man, what a time, dog. We had a time just in Jeffrey house alone. You know what I'm saying? It was like damn near every weekend she was going out of town. And Jeffrey was throwing parties. Matter of fact, while we there, we got caught one time, right? Swear to God, we got caught, right? So we in there having a party one night, right? Moms was supposed to be gone for like 3 or 4 days. You know what I'm saying? She ended up hitting a reverse move on us, right? She came back that same night. So while we in the middle of the party, moms came back. So while everybody in the house partying and all of this shit, right? It was a girl that used to always come to the house party. She was the bookworm type of girl. She sit there and be studying while the music blasts and everybody dancing, all of this shit. She was really into school, but she just like being around. You know what I'm saying? Basically, she was the watch out. So while we all in there getting it and shit, she like, your mama here. You know what I'm saying? Soon as that happened, you know how the DJ scratched the music? You know what I'm saying? It was like one of them. So the music stopped. Jeffrey like, everybody go hide. You know what I'm saying? So everybody running upstairs, all type of shit, trying to hide, right? Oh man, this shit was crazy, right? So moms came in the house. The boyfriend came with her. She knew that, we was in there throwing a party and shit, you know. So when she came in, she sitting up there like, what y'all in here doing? You know, mind you, these the guys. Like I said, we welcome to be there. It's all the other people that wasn't welcome to be there, right? So why she like, what is y'all doing? You know, we like nothing. We just chilling, you know. By this time, everybody went and hid and shit, right? Well, one of the girls that was hiding, she had stepped on something. You know what I'm saying? It made a loud noise. So mine was like, the fuck is that? We like, we don't know, you know. She like, look, if I go up here and there's people up here in my house, y'all are getting fucked up. Man, soon as everybody heard that, you just heard, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Everybody came flying down the stairs, ran out the house, right? Man, when they ran out the house, oh my God. Talk about funny. Everybody ran and took off. Everybody went back to their blocks, to their houses. The shit was fucking hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, just Jeffrey house alone was a time. You know what I'm saying? Man, moms put Jeffrey on punishment for like a whole month behind that shit. You know what I'm saying? Dog, it was funny, you know. But we was good, you know. And you know what? Let me explain the next guy, and then I'm gonna corroborate Jeffrey with this next guy, right? So further down the street from Jeffrey, mind you, this all on the same block on White Hill, right? A little further down the street on White Hill, it was a guy named Diarlo. Diarlo had a little brother. Diarlo and his brother, them was like the real gang banging niggas. Like they was always on go, always wanted to fight. rep the block, was with all the bullshit, right? Now, with Jeffrey and Diarlo, later on in life, man, these two niggas, they ended up robbing a liquor store that was literally right down the street on Meringue and Whitehill, right? It was a little liquor store on that corner of their block. They knew the owner, and I knew the owner, as well. He was a cool Arab guy. Well, they decided to rob this guy one day, right? When they go rob him, they ended up killing him. So Jeffrey and Diarlo is serving life in prison right now for this shit. They killed the owner of the damn liquor store that they went to every day. You know what I'm saying? They was just on some broke shit one day. They went up there to rob him. The robbery went wrong. They ended up killing him. So them niggas doing life right now. All right. Keep it moving further down the street. The nigga Brian stayed down there. The one that was still in the go-karts. You know what I'm saying? So on and so on. It was basically every guy on the block had a different position. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't never a dull moment on that block, right? Now with my cousin was the funny nigga. But my auntie, she didn't play that shit. She didn't allow the homies to come in her house. She didn't mind them being in the backyard, being on the porch, shit like that. But they couldn't come in the house. You know what I'm saying? So with them not being able to come in the house, they'd just always be around the house. So me and my cousin Mark, we the ones, they got to go in and shit. Now with my cousin Mark, he had a cousin of a cousin named DJ. DJ was another pretty boy type nigga. DJ was like 15 to 16, right? So he was a little older than us, a little more experienced than us. DJ was the type of nigga, okay, so with DJ, my auntie Mo, she had a boyfriend named Danny. Danny's son is DJ. So that's how DJ came about. So DJ will be over there with us too, because Danny will have his son, to mix and mingle with us. You know what I'm saying? Now, when DJ would come over, he had all the women, just like Jeffrey. But Jeffrey was on another level than DJ. You know what I'm saying? Now, the type of girls that DJ had, they'd literally pull up on the block. And they'd tell them, hey, just take me home. You can have a car for the day. You know what I'm saying? DJ had them kind of girls. Like I said, he was a little older than us. He was already in his pretty much teenage years. You know what I'm saying? So he was a little more advanced. He had a car. You know what I'm saying? Like the girls, I swear to God, we'd be on the block, the girls would pull up, the girl would jump out the driver's seat, go in the passenger seat. She'd holler to him, DJ, come on, drop me off. Drop me off. I don't care what you do. Just drop me off. Like, he didn't even call these women. They had just come pull up and just drop their car off on him. DJ was that nigga. You know what I'm saying? While we there, DJ, he had diabetes real bad. But you couldn't tell. Like, he held himself together. He was on medication and all of that type of shit, right? Well, he ended up dying from diabetes, maybe like 3 or 4 years after that, right? All right. Now I got all that out the way. So basically at night, after we done did everything on the block, we go in the house. Me, Mark, DJ. We all go in the house. Them houses over there was big, tall houses. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of room in them type of houses, right? Now at night, after we did all our playing all day, at night, me, Mark, and DJ was another funny ass motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But Mark was the funniest. You feel me? So anyway, with us three being in the house at night, we'd play hide and seek. You know what I'm saying? Man, funny as shit. Like, dog, never a dull moment. Swear to God, never a dull moment. And this is exactly why I used to love going over there. Like, it was just something to do all day, every day. Like, we never was just sitting around bored, like, damn, what we gonna do? What's to do? It ain't nothing to do, blah, blah. It was always something going on. You know what I'm saying? Even at night, when it was time to call it a night, we in that bitch playing hide and seek. You know what I'm saying? Until we get tired and fall asleep. Sometimes while we in the middle of hiding, we'd fall asleep. Where we at? Like, dog, out cold. So, anyway, we doing hide and seek, right? We did this for a couple of weeks. Well, like I said, with DJ having diabetes, I didn't know that he had diabetes. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling y'all, how this went. I didn't find out DJ had diabetes until he died. You know what I'm saying? And my people was telling me what happened to him, that he was on medication and all of that. And I was like, damn, that kind of explained why, he went to sleep around certain times, because I guess the medicine that he was on put him out. Anyway, this is one of them times we playing hide and seek, right? We had our fun, all of that shit, right? We about to call it a night. DJ, he had his own room. You know what I'm saying? Me and Mark slept in Mark's room. DJ had his own room. DJ had the guest room because he didn't live there. He just came time from time. So he lived in the guest room, right? Well, DJ go in the guest room. Me and Mark, we go in his room, right? We call ourselves falling asleep or whatever. I went to sleep. This might have been like an hour later or something like that. My cousin Mark woke me up. Now, here come the wild shit, right? My cousin Mark came and woke me up, right? Like I said, this might have been like an hour later. He like, hey, man, we about to go play hide and go seek again, type shit. I'm like, all right, bet. Man, I was asleep, knocked out, all of that. And he woke me up like, hey, round 2. I jumped right back up. So we go run downstairs. He like, hey, man, DJ eat, So he like, we just gonna go ahead and hide. So I'm thinking DJ in the room counting. You know what I'm saying? Whole time DJ in there knocked out. He don't know nothing about our hide and go seek round 2 or none of that. You know what I'm saying? He in there knocked out. This was a play that my cousin Mark put down, on some backdoor type shit. So anyway, while I go hide, I knew this little spot in the house that was kind of like a little blind spot. You know what I'm saying? Now, while I'm hiding in this spot, my cousin Mark come to the same spot I'm at. You know what I'm saying? He basically like behind me type shit. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? Now, mind you, the house is pretty big. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why the fuck you gotta hide where I'm at? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was some weird shit then. But mind you, this my cousin. I ain't thinking nothing of it. And I'm a youngin'. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even 10 years old at this point. So I ain't thinking nothing of it. But after this happened, it made sense. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, we had in this spot. DJ never came. I'm like, what happened with DJ? He like, man, I don't even know, man. Woo, woo. I'm like, all right, whatever, So I walk off. Next thing I know, my cousin Mark, he tell me, to come back, come holler at him. Let's go watch some TV in the living room type shit. Cause we up, you know what I'm saying, at this point. I'm like, all right. Like I said, this is a big house, So I go walk in the living room where he was at. The TV on, right? He was playing a porno. The porno he was playing was a man like jacking off type shit. Now, mind you, I'm underage. I don't even know what you even do with your dick. All I knew was you use it to piss. You know what I'm saying? So when I walk in the room and I see this guy on TV jacking off, I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? You know what I'm saying? Type shit. My cousin Mark, he like, yeah, man, this what us as men, this what we do. Woo, woo, woo. I'm like, what? So he got to playing with himself. He like, man, this is what we do. You got to learn how to be a man, blah, 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 all of this shit, right? I'm like, man, that is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, all right, whatever, I guess, Again, mind you, this is my favorite cousin. I wouldn't have never thought he would have been on some funny shit, Well, after that, he played another clip. Another clip, 2 men having sex, right? He couldn't even show me a man and a woman. He showed me 2 men. You feel me? So basically, he trying to groom me into saying, hey, this is acceptable. This is what men do. This is what boys do. Whatever. This is what we do, right? I'm not even going to lie to you. I got my trust in him. I'm like, okay, I guess this is what we do, So he telling me, he like, hey, me and you, we should do this. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what boys do. He like, this be between us, blah, blah, blah. He like, let's try it. I ain't gonna lie. I bent over. You know what I'm saying? And he was about 3 or 4 strokes in. I was like, nah, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it. I didn't even like it when he inserted in me. You know what I'm saying? But when he was doing what he was trying to do, I was like, nah, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? So I like pushed him off of him. I'm like, nah, man, I don't like this. You know, he trying to hurry up and catch himself. Oh man, my bad. You know, I ain't know. You know, you didn't like it. I thought it would have been something you would have been into. You see, this is what boys do. You know, like he trying to refer back to the porno. Like, you know, this is what we do. Blah blah blah. I'm like, nah, I don't like that shit. You know, that ain't my thing, right? So I felt very violated. You know what I'm saying? No lie. Even though I did bend over, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't know that this shit was gonna happen like that. Like I wasn't expecting it. I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Truly did not know. And I knew back then at a young age that the boy on boy thing wasn't for me. You know, it just wasn't. And I never been into men or none of that. So it wasn't like he turned me out or, you know what I'm saying? I started looking at men differently or none of that shit. Like I knew then it wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? So I went back upstairs. I went and got in the bed, right? I went and got in the bed. He came and got in the bed. You know, he apologized and like, hey man, you know, my bad, man. You ain't like it. I ain't mean that. Woo, woo, woo. I was just showing you what men do. So the older you get, you will understand. You know why men do this. Blah blah blah. All of that type of shit, right? I'm quiet the whole time. I don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? I fall asleep. The next morning, I wake up, call my daddy. Hey, come get me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be over here no more. My daddy came and got me. He asked me what was wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nothing. I just don't want to come over here, you know? So he like, all right, cool. We go home. I told him then, I was like, hey, you know, I don't want to go over there no more. I'm cool. And my daddy dead and gone. So my auntie Mo dead and gone. My daddy dead and gone. DJ dead and gone. These three people that I'm naming throughout this story that's dead and gone. So this ain't no cap on nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling my daddy, I'm like, yeah, you know, I just don't want to go over there no more. I don't got no beef with him. I just don't want to go over there. He like, all right, cool. He knew something wasn't right, but I wouldn't tell him what it was. So he called my auntie. He talked to her. He told her, he was like, hey, you know, he don't want to come over there no more. I don't know what's wrong with him. I heard the conversation he had with my auntie. Now, mind you, both of them dead and gone. They both was on the phone talking about this. So he like, I don't know what it is, but he just don't want to come over there no more. You know. So that was it. So I never went back over there no more. You know, it was just a wrap. So I never seen my cousin since. You know what I'm saying? Now, fast forward the tape, right? Like I said, I grew up in the streets and all of that. So I never told nobody this. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, this is going to be one of them things I'm going to take to the grave. You know, I didn't want to get him in no trouble or none of that. This is my favorite cousin. You know, it was some weird shit, but I didn't want to get him in no trouble. You know, so I didn't say anything. You know, so of course, over time, I'm learning that that's gay shit. You know what I'm saying? With two men, that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be man and a woman. And I'm like, that make most sense. You know what I'm saying? Because my mom and my daddy together, my auntie Mo and her boyfriend Danny together, you know. So it's like the boy on boy thing was something new. I'm like, I ain't never seen that. You know what I'm saying? Well, like I said, the older I got, I started realizing that that was some gay shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, this what he was on. He was on some fag shit as little as kids. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how it happened to him. Somebody must have did something to him that turned him out. You know what I'm saying? And he came at me because he knew I was little cuz. He knew I loved him to death. All of that. You know what I'm saying? So he went ahead and ran his play on me. But I wasn't with it. I guess he thought I would have been with it and I would have liked it or whatever because I fucked with him. But it wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? So I never told on him nothing. I just kept my distance, went on by my life. Never went back over there, right? Okay. Fast forward to tape. This right here was literally last summer. So in all that time, what? It's been almost 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Since I seen my cousin. right? Now I got another cousin named Marcus. Marcus, he from my daddy's other sister. You know what I'm saying? My daddy's other sister named Lenore. It's my auntie Lenore. I was her favorite. You know what I'm saying? She had a son named Jonathan and Marcus. You know what I'm saying? Marcus and Jonathan, they was a little older than me and Mark. You know what I'm saying? Man, them niggas, they used to fuck me up too. You know what I'm saying? Well, Marcus didn't. Marcus was always the cool nigga, but Jonathan was like the bully. You know what I'm saying? He used to lock me in the closet, all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't never no weird shit or nothing. Jonathan just wanted me to be tough type shit. You feel me? Well, anyway, this last year, my cousin Mark hollered at damn Marcus. My cousin Marcus hollered at me. He like, hey bro, I'm in town because he moved out of town some years ago. You know, he came back last summer. He like, hey bro, you know I'm in town. You know what I'm saying? Why don't you come through? Come pull up on me. I ain't seen you in a while. I ain't seen him in like 15 years. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, big. I come pull up, drop the low. I come pull up. He had my cousin Mark there with him. Mind you, I ain't seen Mark in like damn near 20 years. Both of them, I ain't seen both of them in a long ass time. You know what I'm saying? But Mark, I ain't seen Mark. It been a little longer with him. You know what I'm saying? I recently seen Marcus, you know, before Mark type shit. Well, when I come pull up, I go in the house, right? My cousin Mark sitting there, the one that tried that funny shit. When he seen me, it was like he saw a ghost. Like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm a grown ass man. I ain't that little boy I was. Shit, I'm muscular, all of that. He's still fat as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like he knew he couldn't do nothing with me, type shit. So when I seen him, it was like I turned red. You know what I'm saying? Like all I seen was red, and I was down there about to get on his ass. But the people house that we was at, I didn't know them. You know what I'm saying? This is my cousin Marcus people, you know. So I didn't want to turn up in this these people house, and I didn't even know who they was. You know what I'm saying? So I held my composure the whole time. So we all sitting there at this table. Now, let me throw this in there. There's no diss to Marcus or nothing because he did not know about this at all. He did not know. Like I said, I didn't tell nobody. So my cousin Marcus did not know this. He figured that he was just gonna reunite the cousins type shit. You know what I'm saying? But little do he know, I had a whole situation with Mark, and that's why I don't fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? So while we all sitting at this table talking and shit, Mark ain't say not one word. Swear to God, he ain't say nothing. He was froze. Like, damn. I don't know if Marcus told him that I was on the way or not, but when he seen me walk through that door, he was froze. He didn't say nothing at all. And I'm looking at him the whole time. I'm like, I want him to say something. I'm gonna come across this table and get with his ass. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't say not one thing. It was like he read, you know what I'm saying, what was on my mind. Like, man, this nigga gonna fuck me up if I say something. You know what I'm saying? Like, even on some cool shit, want to know where I've been at, how I been, or anything. Like, he knew not to say nothing to me, right? So anyway, while we sitting there chopping it up and all of this shit, my cousin Marky, you know, he married. He got a wife down there out of town with him. He like, hey man, you know, where the weed at? Woo woo woo. I'm like, come on, I got you. You know what I'm saying? So we went and jumped in the car. We go to the weed house and shit, right? Well, while we do that, I'm telling him the situation because he like, man, what's up with you and Mark? Why y'all ain't talking? You know, what's going on there? I'm like, look, cuz I'm gonna go ahead and keep it real with you. You know, I'm like, man, Mark tried some funny shit. You know what I'm saying? When I was younger, he tried some funny shit. You know, I didn't go into full detail. I was just like, you know, he was on some funny shit, and I don't fuck with him. You know, he like, you know what? That I feel you. You know, he was like, I totally respect it. Woody woo. He was like, you know, when we get back to the house, if you don't want to come back in, I get it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah, it's a wrap on that. My cousin Marcus, he a GD too. You know what I'm saying? We all GDs. You know what I'm saying? So we pulled back up to the house. Me and Marcus shook up and all of that. I'm like, man, I'm gone. I'm not going back in there. You know what I'm saying? I might fuck that nigga up for real. Like, real talk. So we went ahead, pieced that out. He went in the house, I pulled off. That was that. I ain't heard nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Now, to be for real, I guess you can call it like closure or whatnot. For me, seeing him 20 years later, you know what I'm saying? And he seeing the rage in my eyes, knowing like, yeah, nigga, you played that game. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna tell on you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna ruin you or none of that. I ain't looking for no payday out this shit, no sympathy or none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, we just closed that chapter, you know. So I guess you could say that was some closure or whatever, because this was my first time seeing him since I was a little ass boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my 30s now. I ain't seen him since I was 8, 9 years old. You know what I'm saying? Man, wild as hell, you know. And again, he kept his mouth closed and he ain't say nothing because he knew that time was over. You know what I'm saying? So to everybody, you know, that ever been through a situation like that, you know what I'm saying? All I can tell you, man, is keep your head up. It get better with time. You know what I'm saying? It get better. Just always stand your ground. You know, if somebody try and touch you or they doing a little weird stuff around you, get away from them. They showing you ways that they trying to groom you. You know what I'm saying? And whatever you got to do to get away from that individual, do it. Do it. If you got to tell your people, hey, don't take me over there no more. No, 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 no. Even if you got to tell on them, whatever you got to do, protect you. Because once that person get to playing around and shit and doing that funny shit, they letting you know, yeah, they about to try something funny on you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what my cousin did. He tried some funny shit, and I'm sick about it. Honestly, I mean, of course I'm over it. I didn't heal and all of that. I'm sick because I lost my favorite cousin behind this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like me and him, it ain't no telling what we could have been on today if he wasn't on that shit back then. You know what I'm saying? Because like I told y'all earlier, I had nothing but a great time every time I was over there. Nothing but a great time. I'll probably be doing interviews with him right now. You know what I'm saying? Where we be talking about all that shit back then. You feel me? Like, but I don't have that connection with him. You know what I'm saying? Like he tried some weird ass shit on me and I wasn't feeling it. So anyway, I learned as a youngin that I don't like men. You know what I'm saying? Like I do not like men. That is no, I don't know, not at all. That shit weird to me. You know, I'm not with it. So, but a lot of these people be saying, "Oh, somebody touched me and it turned me out." I can't relate to it. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't been touched too, and it didn't turn me out. I guess different strokes for different folks. But that ain't never gonna be no excuse. It's like, yeah, because my cousin touched me, so yeah, I like to do little weird shit. Or nah, I want to touch on kids because my cousin did that to me when I was a kid. Like, I don't fuck with men or kids. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't no excuse for me. And I've been there. You know what I'm saying? With somebody I was real close to. This wasn't like an uncle or something, that just tried something one night. This was my own cousin. You know what I'm saying? That set me up on the plate. You feel me? Like, it ain't no telling how long he been thinking this. But he finally executed one day and it was a wrap. I never went back over there. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, some years later, DJ died. You know, it was sad that he died because that was the homie. DJ was so motherfucking cool. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't know what happened, even though Mark used him for the play, but he didn't know. Didn't nobody know what was going on. My auntie Mo didn't know what was going on. Danny didn't know what was going on. My auntie Lenore didn't know. Marcus, Jonathan, nobody knew what the fuck was going on. This was just strictly between me and him. And I always kept it like that. I was just gonna take this shit straight to the grave. Honestly. You know what I'm saying? But since I'm doing YouTube now, and I got an audience that fuck with me, You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go ahead and present the real to y'all about who I am. This still my introduction. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even turned over to the other type of content I got coming. You know what I'm saying? I'm still just giving y'all the introduction of who I am. So, before I close out this introduction and I say, hey, I got to go ahead and get this to y'all because I know a lot of people can relate to a situation like this. You know, so basically just understand that you're not alone. If this did happen to you, you're not alone. Like, it's a lot of people that try this shit on their younger family members all the time. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said before, just stand your ground, stay strong. When you start seeing little different movements out of them, get away from them. Because 9 times out of 10, they coming for you. It's been another live stream of Roll Up a Power Up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.